Right. Okay. Hi all. This is a 6-week update. I've had the discus for 6 weeks now, and they're looking okay. There's been a few changes, so let's show you the changes. My little tank has now become 2 tanks. So I've got two sides. All my fish that I had previous to the discus were in that tank, and now I lost my big angel, by the way. He just died. No signs or anything, just died. But whatever's left, which is a couple of cories, a couple of red stripe panax, and one unknown. We think it's a giant ancestress, but don't know if it is. It's a female, and it's huge in there, and a couple of little tetras. But that's all that's left of my old stock, which are years old. So they're there. Sorry about the mess. If you see any mess, look. Christ, I'm still unboxing stuff as we go. And then I've got a hospital tank side now. That did have some 6 more rummy nose tetras, which are now in the blue tank. The background, the black background has gone. 'Tis now blue. The discus are all hiding in their little corner where they do, but at least I can, they seem actually a little bit better. But I'll come up to the tank and show you. They're all in that little corner there, let's saying, hey, go away. Because I just fed them. So what's left of the food is floating around there. They've all been out, they've all ate, all 12 of them. The bogwood's laid down. And I thought they'd go from being here behind the sponge filter until I took it out to use for this tank. I thought they'd stop hiding there when I changed it blue and go behind the bogwood. But they didn't. They just stayed there, and they're so nervous, folks. They're really nervous. Let's go right up to the glass. Sort of try and show you. But they just sit there. Nothing wrong with them. They still try and turn dark, but you can actually see them now when they sit there. Whereas before, with the black background, you couldn't see them at all. They just blended in. So yeah, so I got a couple more in the rummy nose school. Can you see them? Don't know if you can. Yeah, you can see them. I've lost 2 fish since we started, really, and that's one cory. He just seen him in there one morning, died. I've done tests every so often, and everything's looking good. All the tests are working out fine. And I lost 1 cardinal from the little shoal. So what have I got now? 15 odd rummy nose. 9 or 10 stir by, and 9 cardinal. Did I say that right? Yeah. But everything else is looking good. Turn the lights down a little bit for quite a while now, but I've turned them back up a little bit this morning. Only a couple of notches just to get them used to it, because they were okay when I turned it down. So I'm just trying today to see if they're all right with it going up a little bit. Just the intensity of the lights. But it's only a small amount. It looks bright there, but it's not that bright really. So, but anyway, 6 weeks in, no losses, no ill-looking fish, nothing. They all look healthy, they all feed. And there you go. This is only literally a quick one, just to say we're still about. The other thing I've got, I've got a couple of changes in the sump I will tell you about. Just nothing much though. Hang on, let's turn the lights on. Got 2 new heaters. Not overly impressed, I have to say. I'll show you what make they are in a second, because they've got little screens on them that show you the temperature and everything digitally. But the K1 is moving lovely. I've removed it to there. I've actually did have some free-flowing K1, which is this stuff in here, in this end. But I've took it out now, and I put my filter sock back in. I don't know why, just thought I would, and I'm going to put a divider in there somewhere, because I think that's big enough, and then the K1's going back in probably a divider there or across, halfway across, so the water rushes in at the back. And then K1 turns there, so I'll have K1 before and after the sponges. Don't know if that's right, I don't really worry. Everything's working. At the moment, obviously that chamber there, the K1's out, but it'll go back in today. And that K1's been running around for quite a while and it's looking good. So I'll have unfiltered and pre-filtered K1 running around. So I don't know if it makes a difference. Someone might be able to tell me. I've got me ceramics. I found some more ceramics, so I've got bags of ceramics and I got lava rock. Then I got some more, a piece of sponge to stop the wool going through, whatever it's called, the filter floss going through. And that's just an extra little bit of, just before it goes into the pump. So, and then back into the tank. So that's the change under there, not much. But I've treated my fish to a couple of, I got a Higer. I got a Higer 300 watt and, oh, can't see this one. And a Higer, first time I've ever had Higers. So as time goes by, we will be telling you. And that's the 500 watt. There you go. That one there. So I bought a 500 and 300. We're going to do a good test on them because the 500's going in the sump. The 500 is probably going to go this end here, and I'll keep one 300 down here, and one of those 300s going out because this one here might be going back where the telly goes, where it was originally in that little alcove there. So this little tank is going back in there, and then in here I've acquired a sump tank, shall we say, for free, 4-footer, 4 foot by 16 by something, and that's going to go roughly there. So I'll add another tank to the system. The telly's going to go somewhere else, but you'll see that when it's all done. So there you go. It was an acquisition free of charge, so I thought might as well have it. And in the middle of cleaning it up and stripping it out, and then obviously because I bought a couple more heaters, I got some more heaters that I can use somewhere else. But hey, we're slowly building up our inventory. Next big purchase to buy is another pump, just in case, because you don't want the pump to fail, but it shouldn't, but you never know. So I'm just going to buy another cheapish pump to go in there, and I've got some sponge filters coming, which I will seed probably in there or in there, to feed the new tank that's going in, well, to go in there, that's going there, the new tank. So I'll run it on sponge filters because I got oh, that's the other new thing, centralized air system running right the way along out through the wall, and look at this big boy. If I can open, I bought a bag of salt because I needed some salt, and I thought I'll buy a big bag that'll last me for years. Now I don't know if you can see it, but up there is a big air pump. So that's in there, and then the line goes in there and out here, in there, in with the coats, down. I've started brine shrimp, got a little shelf there. There's the big tank, and I've got air here as well. So I've got air all the way through, up over there, into here. The air pump's in there is so much quieter than that little thing I had, and it's lovely, and it gives me loads. I have got shed loads of air now, so I'm going to be running another air stone in here to turn the K1 over, but I don't know how I'm going to do that yet, but that's going to be for later. But anyway, there you go, a quick nearly 10-minute video on the changes to the tank. But the discus are fine, albeit 6 weeks in, and they still hide as soon as I walk in the room. But they come out, and when I sit here and watch the television quietly on a night, I just sit here watching telly. They're out, they're all over the tank. They're up here, down here, across there, they're everywhere. So they're fine, they're just very skittish. I'm hoping they eventually get used to me. I was hoping they'd come out, but then I've been moving about, so if I sit back, no, they're not going to, are they? But there you go, folks. 6 weeks in, still skittish. Change of colour scheme. And let's see where that takes us. All the time learning. Longest I've had discus, this is, without any problems. So that's a big plus. So don't forget, folks, if you like this, I will do more, but I don't know when. Put a thumbs up. I don't mind if you thumbs down. Don't matter to me. Just do a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to. Do all the things. Ring the bell. I don't know what they say. I'm not a paid YouTuber at all. I just do this for fun. And I just like doing it. So I will bring you back for another update some other time. Thanks for watching. Cheers now. Hello. We're starting again. Camera's playing up a little bit. This is early part of January. I started this video before Christmas. Mum ended up in hospital. I, not long after, a few days after, when she was in hospital, or a week or so, ended up in hospital myself overnight. Suspected cancer. Ha! Never mind. One of those things. I just fed the fish, by the way. They've grown quite a lot since this. Well, they've grown a fair bit since this video. Oh, don't be silly, fish. I just stood up then. All I did was stand up. And they went flying. Look. That's what I mean about them being skittish. You silly fish. I only stood up. I'll sit down again then. Anyway, yeah, so one thing and another. She came out day before New Year's Eve. So she was in hospital for all over Christmas. I wasn't in that long, but it isn't cancer, so that's good. So scare over for me. Mum's all right now, she's getting there. So this video should have been out before Christmas. So I'm ever so sorry, folks. But instead of the 6 weeks catch up, like the title says, this is now a little bit longer than that. I'll add it up and do it on the next video. You'll find out. But anyway, they've grown quite a bit. Quite a bit has happened. I've just had other things on my mind rather than editing videos. So this is just to say these are now 8 weeks since I've had them. And look, because I stood up, they ain't going to come back now, look. Anyway, small changes. They've got some vallis in the back now, look, different pots. I added some vallis, a little bit over there. And the vallis has been in a week. And there's already some baby vallis plants with them. So they're doing okay. Move the pots around a bit in the wood. Yeah, the bogwood over here, I've stood it up. I prefer it like that, I think. But I've also added some rams. I got 4 rams in there, German blues, that a friend gave me. He breeds them, so he let me have 4. So I got 4 rams in there. Come on, Discus, come and have your food, you silly sods. But this is on an evening, so they've been fed quite well through the day already, and this is their last feed before the night time. Also, I've got another tank. That was a sump tank that I've cleaned up, and I put a centre. I took all the compartments out and just had a centre one left in, and that's going to be on this side. Where's my finger? There. This side's going to be a nice planted aquarium, and this side's going to be, this is perfect size for a breeding pair discus. And my tank that you usually see is over there in the corner. And the fish that's in here now are going in here. And I'm going to do something with that, but I don't know what. But that's going to be shut down for a bit. And there you go. Apart from that, nothing else has changed, apart from the time difference. So I'm ever so sorry, but it was a 6-week video, my first 6 weeks of owning discus. But other things have happened as well. I did go through a phase of white stringy poop. from the little ones. There's two very small ones in there, and one wasn't eating. Wasn't eating at all. I watched them for ages and ages, and I started getting a little bit worried. So I did a treatment for internal parasites, that sort of thing. Cloverleaf Wormer Plus I used. I did it once, left it for 3 days, did a just over 50% water change, and did it again because he still wasn't eating, and it just wasn't quite right. The very, very smallest one just wasn't mixing in with the rest. He seemed to be like an outcast. But anyway, this is just to let you know that I dewormed them twice, and then I've done another water change the other day, and I've noticed in this last 3 or 4 days that he's actually eating now. So yeah, he is actually eating, so that's good. So look, they're all behind that pot. I moved the big plant, this one here, from where that one is. I switched them round because the big plant was covering them up. I couldn't see them very well. I actually like to watch them when they're eating. So oh, and I got some, I don't know if I've said this before, but I got some Amazon swords. A couple in pots just there. They're not doing very well at the moment. They haven't been in there long, but they will. They'll be fine. I got root tabs coming. Just waiting for them to arrive. But yeah. So there you go. So I'm ever so sorry about the delay in this video going up. But like I said, I'll work out how many weeks it is and get back to you. But they've grown quite a bit. I've set this up on a tripod, so I can't get very close without disturbing them now anyway. But there you go. There's my discus. I've got two little ones that's just they eat, but they're just not growing. So whether I should up my water changes to every day, because I was doing every other day, I don't know. What do you think? Anyway, there you go, folks. This is just to say, sorry it's not a 6 week. It starts out as a 6 week, you know, I've had them for 6 weeks, but it's a bit longer than that now. And Happy New Year to you all, and hope you had a good Christmas. And see you on the next one. Cheers.